This is a discussion about iodine as a mitochondrial antioxidant, its mechanisms and clinical implications. Mitochondrial health is a true cornerstone of human physiology. They are the powerhouses of the cell, these mitochondria, and they're responsible for producing adenosine triphosphate, or ATP, the primary energy currency used for all biological functions. However, their role goes far beyond energy metabolism. Healthy mitochondria are central to the longevity of cells, to immune competency, to the regulation of hormones, to the resistance for disease, and their dysfunction is implicated in a wide range of chronic and degenerative diseases. What we're going to do is explore the central importance of iodine to the functionality of mitochondria. Let's first talk about some of the key functions of mitochondria. First of all, of course, it supports all high energy processes through its production of ATP, or adenosine triphosphate, everything ranging from muscle contraction to neural activity. It regulates the death of cells, the elimination of damaged cells, the prevention of cancerous growths, and the replication and reproduction via stem cells of new cells to take the place of the old, dying, and damaged ones. And that ranges from your blood turning over, the red blood cells turning over every 120 days or so, to your white blood cells turning over virtually daily, and blood cells being produced at the rate of 2 million a second. 2 million a second. Mitochondria play a key role in that because they take care of killing damaged cells, and iodine is the functional mechanism by which they do that. Mitochondria balance those problems related to redox balancing, reduction oxidation balancing, and ROS generation and detoxification, reactive oxygen species, which are a key factor in inflammation, either moderate helpful inflammation or unhelpful excessive inflammation and DNA damage. Mitochondria play a core role in calcium homeostasis, which impacts the rhythm at which our heart beats, our neurotransmission, the functionality of our muscles. They play a key role in steroid hormone synthesis, which is vital for the adrenal, gonadal, and thyroid hormone production mechanisms. And they play a central role, a very central role, in innate immunity activation by triggering antiviral responses and modulating the cascade of inflammation. And so now about iodine. Iodine is primarily known for its essential role in thyroid hormone synthesis, but it also serves as a direct and indirect antioxidant within the mitochondria. Molecular iodine, I2, 2 atoms of iodine, and iodide, I minus, contribute to redox homeostasis, the balance of reduction and oxidation, and to oxidative stress reduction via the control of reactive oxygen species, and in general, improved mitochondrial function across pretty much all tissues. So what are the mechanisms by which iodine reduces mitochondrial oxidative stress? First of all, it participates very actively in free radical scavenging. Molecular iodine accepts electrons from reactive oxygen species, converting to I minus, that is iodide, and neutralizing superoxide, O2 minus, and hydroxyl, OH, radicals. Iodine upregulates antioxidant enzymes. It increases the expression and activity of GPS, SOD, and CAT, that is glutathione peroxidases, and a variety of other key antioxidant enzymes. And they do this via sophisticated chemical signaling involving what's called NRF2 and ARE. Iodine participates in lipid peroxidation inhibition. That is, it protects the inner mitochondrial membrane phospholipids, these are typically called cardiolipids, from oxidative damage. They are the soldiers. Iodine molecules and iodide are the soldiers preventing oxidative damage inside the mitochondria, preserving the life and functionality of the mitochondria. And thereby, iodine improves mitochondrial function, makes it more efficient. It enhances the potential of the membrane, reduces proton leaks, and increases necessary ATP, adenosine triphosphate output. And above all, or included in all of that, as if it weren't enough, iodine plays a key anti-inflammatory role. It reduces a type of activation called NF-κB activation and reactive oxygen species-induced cytokine signaling. Cytokines, complex group of protohormones that have to do with inflammatory activity, both positive and negative. Let's compare some of the antioxidant functions of iodine with other antioxidant systems. And while iodine is less potent than glutathione peroxidases, or enzymatic systems in aqueous compartments, its lipophilic molecular I2 form uniquely, it's nothing else does this, penetrates mitochondrial membranes to prevent lipid-based oxidative damage. Iodine, again, is the soldier molecule that keeps mitochondria functional. Mitochondria cannot function without iodine. Ergo, you cannot function without sufficient iodine. Effective, how much iodine is necessary? Well, there have been an awful lot of studies of this. You can't take apart humans and see what's going on in their mitochondria too easily, but you can do it with rodents. And rodent studies have determined that doses equivalent to 10 to 20 milligrams a day in humans, it's not micrograms, milligrams a day in humans, is very effective in developing an efficient antioxidant action. And on the other hand, one should be cautious with high-dose iodine therapy, especially for people who have a thyroid problem or an autoimmune disposition. So let's take a look at what happens when the mitochondria don't get enough iodine. And you're going to be familiar with a lot of these problems. These are serious problems. And they all have an iodine insufficiency or iodine deficiency problem. On the neurological side, we see cognitive decline, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, various neuropathies in the presence of decreased iodine intake. We see cardiovascular problems, no surprise. Heart failure, ischemic damage, arrhythmia, caused by the absence of sufficient iodine intake. We see metabolic diseases such as insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, obesity, as a function of insufficient iodine. There are a variety of musculoskeletal problems, fatigue, sarcopenia, fibromyalgia, that occur in conjunction with insufficient iodine intake. So there are two really very large areas of clinical manifestation, if you want to generalize about them, that happen as a result of insufficient iodine. One of them is immunosenescence, that is, the death and inability of functional immune systems, chronic inflammation, and autoimmune flare-ups. And the second one is very simple, aging. Insufficient iodine produces rapid aging. It produces telomere attrition. It produces cellular senescence with non-replacement, and it reduces organ reserve functionality. So the drivers of mitochondrial damage can all benefit from sufficient iodine, and those include the drivers are oxidative stress, nutrient deficiencies, environmental toxins, pesticides, heavy metals, phthalates, mitochondrial DNA mutations, which occur and need to be taken care of. Iodine's very good at taking care of those mutations. Couch potatoism, if you will, sedentary behavior, and hyperglycemia and hyperinsulinemia. What are the strategies for optimizing mitochondrial health? Well, first of all, take enough iodine. Work your way up to 20 milligrams of iodine a day. Do it slowly. It should take at least 2 years to go from 100, 200 micrograms a day to 10 or 20 milligrams a day. Very slowly. You have to feel how your body feels in reaction to this growing iodine supplementation. One has to be very careful. But the goal should be to reach a level of between 10 and 20 milligrams a day. Regular physical activity. Go for a bike ride. Take your dogs for a walk. If you don't have a dog, get a dog. This increases mitochondrial biogenesis. There are a variety of pathways, but one most important one is called PGC1 alpha. You can take vitamins, protovitamins, coenzyme Q10, and NAD precursors, which enhance the electron transport chain efficiency, which is essential to the maintenance of mitochondrial health. You might and would be wise to do ketogenic or intermittent fasting, and very intermittent, once a month, once every couple of weeks. And that encourages the death and replacement of mitochondria, mitophagy. It reduces oxidative stress. It's important to have an antioxidant-rich diet. We can talk about what goes into that, but green leafy vegetables are a heck of a good start. And so are a variety of fruits and also whole grains. A low toxicity lifestyle. Don't go around breathing dangerous chemicals, including gasoline. And stimulate mitochondrial function with various exposures. One of them is being cold sometimes, going out in the snow if you have snow, and the other is going out when when the sun is high and you get red light, because red light stimulates the red wavelength, as opposed to the ultraviolet wavelength stimulates mitochondrial function and ATP synthesis. So let's just conclude with this really simple concept that mitochondrial health is not simply an intracellular concern. It is a systems-wide concern, a systems-wide determinant of vitality, resilience, and the abnegation of aging. Enhancing mitochondrial integrity through adequate iodine intake, targeted lifestyle and nutritional interventions, and appropriate pharmacological approaches, including vitamin supplementation, is increasingly recognized as a key factor in a healthy, long-lasting life.